Hi guys, I just wanted to cover off on some equipment that you would be using during your training with Primal Physiques. So pretty much what we're looking to do is simulate the equipment that's used by you as a soldier or a operator. So what we're looking for here is it's really the equipment that you would see yourself using in a warlike or emergency environment, because that's where we're looking to enhance our performance. So in the relevant training programs, there's going to be times where we specify patrol order, and there's going to be times where we specify marching order. Now, so this is just a bit of an overview of those two things, but it'll also be relevant for other sessions as well. So, when you're out on patrol, you're going to be in patrol order. And the key pieces of equipment that relates to your training sessions for that will be boots. Okay, you're not going to be going anywhere in your joggers. Okay, so you've got boots now. There's a whole range of different boots that you can buy. The key is just finding ones that fit your feet well, because you're going to be covering a lot of distance in them. So you want well-fitted boots, high-quality boots that are going to protect your feet, and are going to serve you well. So, just you can go to a lot of different websites. Just ask me if you want some suggestions. But really the key is getting the right fit, so it's probably best to go and try them on. So you need yourself a good pair of boots. Now, on top of that, you also, to simulate your military uniform, that's what we call our DPCU. So just some sort of protective clothing, generally long pants as a minimum, and long sleeve shirt is okay as well. So, I'm not suggesting that you go out and buy a set of camouflage uniform and then do all your training in it. That's not what I'm saying, but just be aware that that is what you would be wearing out on patrol if you were in the Defence Force. Okay, so on top of that, one of the key things here, and this is pretty much a must, is webbing or equivalent. So in your webbing, that's where you carry your ammunition, your water, your first aid kit, and other essential stores, grenades, a whole heap of different things. Ideally, it's what you would need for a 24-hour period, and it's what is the most essential components for you to have on you. So obviously ammunition and water you're going to need to survive, maybe a small amount of food of some kind, just in case you're gone for a day or two, and obviously then your other stores that are related to your mission. So all your essential stuff will go on your person in your webbing. Now webbing looks like this here. So this is a chest rig. There's also what's called a belt rig. Generally, if you're a gunner, you'll have a belt rig, and generally, if you're not a gunner, you'll have a chest rig. But I know guys that do both of each. Just for at training purposes, if you're not in the military now, or you don't have a rig that then you're probably not going to have a rig, that you're going to be using all the time, because you don't have one, and there's no requirement for you to have one. So what happens when you get and you develop and you get your webbing sorted out, it's going to be very individualized for you, because there's all little adjustments you make to fit your body. You adjust it so that you can still carry your pack if that's a requirement. You have it, everyone likes their webbing their own little way. Some people like to carry a bit more of this, a bit more of that, or have the weight distributed at different points. And it's by using your webbing over time that you can make all those adjustments. So, most of you guys aren't in the military yet, and you're taking on one of our programs. So what I recommend is that you don't go and spend $500 on webbing and then put like weights and things in it to get that feel, but instead you just buy a weighted vest. All right, you can adjust the weight and you can use a weighted vest for all different types of training sessions. It's a really good tool. It's super comfortable, like it's quite optimized for comfort, and I recommend getting this unless you currently have webbing for your job now. So weighted vest is the way to go. Let me know, and I can get you a discount from Iron Edge for your weighted vest. I recommend Iron Edge. However, there's a lot of good guys out there. Now, the other thing that you need is something to simulate a rifle. Again, you're not going to be able to run out in the bush unless you live, in the country where no one else is around, or run around the streets or whatever with a rifle, okay? And most of you are not going to have a rifle. So, what we recommend is getting a 4 or 5 kilogram weighted bar, or a sledgehammer, or a metal bar, or just something like that. That's what you can use to simulate your weapon. So overall, you're going to be having, your weighted vest and your weapon are your critical things. For your pack marches, you need a good pair of, hiking shoes. Obviously, in the military, you're going to require boots, and they'll issue you boots, but then you can also buy a certain range of boots as well. So, it's worth getting a good pair if you're going to start getting into all this stuff pretty seriously. So that's what you need for your patrol order gear, okay? Now, the next thing is marching order, and I always get a lot of questions about packs and things. So with your marching order, it's basically everything in your patrol order, plus your pack, because when you're in marching order, you're going to be gone for a while. You might be gone for a week. So you've got enough food for a week. You're often going to get resupplied with water for a week, but I'm sure it's been done before, carrying enough water for a week and going pretty light on water, obviously. And it's going to have other critical essential things. So just depending on what mission you're doing. So it might have more ammunition. It could have a radio. It could have it's going to have your sleeping gear in there. Everything that you need pretty much that you can think of that isn't already in your webbing. So your pack might weigh 20 kilos or so, and it can weigh more than that, and it can weigh less than that as well. So it's just what's going to work for you. Now with your pack, when you join, you're going to get issued a pack if you're not already in, and if you're in, then you're probably not going to get heaps from this video because you already have all this stuff. So with the guys that aren't in, the key thing I want you to know is, doesn't matter for your pack marching what pack you use, okay? It's up to you. However, these packs are designed for pack marching, okay? And what the key difference is see this frame here? What that frame does is that allows the pack to be supported better on your body. Okay, so you've got this frame that sort of attaches to the pack, and you've got to kind of tie it in, and then it has a lumbar support pad here, and that pad sits right in your lumbar, so lumbar spine, and then as you can see in here, this is all like airflow, so it allows airflow in here, and then your straps here connect to the frame, and then from the top of the frame to the bottom of the frame, and then all these buckles and stuff are there to make it a better fit and more comfortable. So what it just does is it prevents injury ultimately, because you've got a well-fitted pack, and when you're carrying weight on your back for long periods, you want to be as comfortable as possible, because it will get uncomfortable carrying that weight. And it's just a lot better. So if you do buy a pack, get one that you'll be able to use once you get into the Defence Force as well. So something like this you would be able to use again, and you can use it for hiking or any sort of hobby that you're interested in like that. So it's up to you what you'd like to do, but basically that's your pack, and that would bring together your marching order, and then a weighted vest and some kind of weapon equivalent. So in terms of what I would get first would be a weighted vest, because you'll need that for other sessions as well. Then I'd look at getting a torsion bar, and then I'd look at your pack, and I'd look at your boots. Okay, so if you've got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, all the best with your training. Okay, bye.